How's it going, YouTube? Captain OJ here with Team KYP. Today I'm actually bringing you a little bit of a different deck profile. It's another, I guess, link format deck that I've been trying to mess around with, and I've been really liking it. What I ended up doing was I mixed the Invocation archetype and the new and improved BLS stuff. What I ended up buying the Invocation stuff, the Invoked archetype like a few weeks back to really play around with it with the Invoked ABCs. But I was like, you know what, if it works pretty well in that, let me try it in something else. And I tried thinking, what can I bring out the main Invoked boss monsters? So that's pretty much what I did, and I thought, hey, BLS works pretty well. It's got light, it's got darks, it's got earths, and Invocation works well against my opponent as well, especially with like Ash Blossom. I've been calling it Ash Blossom. Anyways, you know, you banish that and you can bring out Purgatrio, Magellanica with any of the Zodiac cards. And it's really good for like disrupting your opponent's graveyard, and because of the way I built this deck, it helps with search power as well by banishing the light chippy of I think it's called Evening Twilight Night. I don't know. We'll get to it in a moment. Anyway, let's get to the deck profile. All right, so let's get to the cards. We're gonna do the main deck, then the extra, then the side like usual. So first of all, you want to play your 3 new and improved Blackluster Soldier. Super Soldier is actually pretty good. Basically what he does is when he destroys one of your opponent's monsters by battle, he can also burn them for the attack or the original attack of the monster that he destroyed. So say he attacked a 1700 attack monster and destroys it.
You go.
Okay. If he destroys a 1700 attack monster, sure, he does the 13 battle damage, but he also burn your opponent for the 17. And this actually comes in handy for doing like OTKs with when it comes to the chippies. So next I play 3 Alistair the Invoker. Number 1, he's a dark attribute, and I guess you could say it's somewhat of a chaos build because you have to try to have a good balance between light and dark monsters. But obviously he searches for your Invocation, and from there you can banish something from your opponent's graveyard, your hand, or whatever else. So he comes in handy a very large amount of the times, and he's a lot of the time like your comeback play. I play 3 of the Beginning Night. Beginning Night, what does this guy do again?
You want me to pause?
No, it's okay. It's just I know that the chippies both do 2 things. Yeah, they when you use the chippies for yeah, I might as well put the other guy down as well. When you use the chippies for the ritual summon of a Blackluster Soldier monster, they give him additional effects. I'm pretty sure this one allows him to attack twice and banish a monster on the field, and this one allows him to banish 1 monster on the field and your opponent's hand, which is absolutely crazy, especially when you get an opportunity. Say your opponent built a board, and they can't disrupt you.
On drugs, then, like,
yeah,
you just banish like all kind of stuff.
You can basically make a super soldier, a Blackluster Super Soldier that can blow out the entire board. Not only can it attack twice and do 6,000 damage if the battles go through, but you're also banishing 2 other monsters and 1 card out of your opponent's hand. So it's absolutely friggin' nuts. But the only thing is that the card that you ended up banishing from the hand returns at the end of your opponent's turn. Oh, but you know what? If it's out of the turn for their whole turn, then you're not too worried about it.
Yeah.
You know.
So wait, what was that? That was Evening and...
This one's Evening Twilight Night, and the first one was Beginning Night.
Okay.
One thing you're going to notice is I don't play Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. Mainly because I found every time I was using it for a trade-in target. I wasn't using it to actually summon out. And there's no real way to search it out in this deck. That's what I really didn't like about it too. The Blackluster Soldier monster in this deck is searchable through the field spell Gateway to Chaos. So technically you're searching it out with Terraforming. And if you banish, I think it was this one, the dark one, you can search for it. Also, if you banish the Beginning Night, you can also search for a ritual spell. Anyways, continuing with the profile. 3 Manjus, pretty staple in ritual-based decks. You gotta search for your combo pieces, either your ritual spell or your monsters. To help with consistency, I ended up throwing in the Kaiju, a small Kaiju engine. Gadarla and Dogoran. There's 2 reasons why I chose these monsters. Number 1, their levels. They're both level 8 monsters, so you can use them with trade-in if you absolutely have to. But at the same time, I use them for their attributes, fire and wind. Wind, I can use the invocation and help get out Raijin, which will flip my opponent's monsters face down. And then Dogoran, which will boost up, or what do you call it, Purgatrio. And Purgatrio gets 200 attack for every card your opponent controls on the field, and does piercing and can attack every one of your opponent's monsters. So it's absolutely crazy if you can get him on the board a lot of the times. I don't play the one hand trap Max C. I find this deck is it's a going second deck. So under most circumstances, you're planning on OTKing that turn. Now for the spells. Obviously, you gotta play your ritual spell, Super Soldier Synthesis. I decided not to play Super Soldier, the original Super Soldier ritual spell, mainly because sure you can banish your chibis from the graveyard or whatever, but this one it just helps you out so much with hand advantage, and it allows you to maintain like a hand in order to keep making combos and comeback plays. I played 3 terraformings, mainly to search out the field spells, and I play 4 field spells, and that's why I play 3 terraforming. Gateway to Chaos searches for your Chaos Emperor Soldier, Chaos Emperor, what am I saying? The Blackluster Soldier, and obviously it can also be used as a trade-in target. Magical Meltdown searches for Alistair, and Alistair searches for Invocation and whatnot. Just general back row destruction, Twin Twister. Like I said, for the most part, it's a going second deck. It can do well opening up going first, but I find going second it's better. I played 2 small draw engines. Trade-in, like I said, with the Blackluster Soldier, it's almost like a +1 instantly, because with the ritual spell you can special summon it from the graveyard. So it's more or less a +1 with trade-in, and then Wonder Wand the same thing. It's almost essentially a +1, because when you use Invocation you can banish him from the graveyard and still recycle him. So either way, the main monsters that you want to use for these cards are both searchable, and the consistency has really improved by having these cards in there. Obviously, you need at least 2 Invocation. You can play 1 of them if you're on a little bit of a budget, but I find 2 of them has been really working out well. 1 Rhoda, because all your monsters or the majority of your monsters are warriors.
Oh man, and this card looks sexy in a secret rare. They're only $5.
Guardedkam's talking about emergency call, but nobody likes that. Anyways, because I run the Kaiju engine, I also run 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Like I said, like I've said like 2-3 times before, this is a going second deck, and I find this card really helps with the OTKs, especially if you have the other combo pieces. You blow up your opponent's board, and say they have a light in their graveyard, you can banish that. If you're really lucky, you have the ritual monster and the ritual spell, or some ways to get to that. But anyways, it's a really good card to have in this deck. I kind of wish it was still at 3, but oh well. 2 has been working out fairly well for this deck so far. So let's get to the extra deck. Like I said, for the most part, the extra deck was more for utility. But I find Makaba and the Raijin are the monsters I go into more often. Yeah, because you do play the Dark attribute, you can bring out Caliga, but nobody really brings that out. It's more in case shit happens. Purgatrio comes out for the Fire attributes. Really good for sometimes OTKing. Like I was able to OTK online a few times with Purgatrio. Earth attributes, Magellanica. Right now I'm just playing a handful of just standard rank 4s. Like I have Tornado Dragon, Castel, a small Utopia package.
That's what she said.
Zubaba General. Zubaba General is actually not that bad.
No, it's actually a pretty good card.
Yeah, especially in this deck, all your main monsters are warriors. So if you manage to XYZ this guy out, you can attach Blackluster Soldier and give him a 5k attack, which is friggin' nuts. Then this for other like standard ass rank 4s like Dark Rebellion, Abyss Dweller. I am missing 1 XYZ monster. I'm missing number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon, and mainly because you can use one of your Kaijus and Blackluster Soldier if you have to. And for the level 9s, I've been every now and again I get out 2 Makabas, and I have nothing in hand at that point. So I think at that point, you know what? If I can't negate anything, might as well bring him out, and hopefully
they can't get over.
Yeah,
him.
hopefully they can't get over him with his 3K body. So there's that part. Now for the extra, or that's not the extra. The side. The side is fairly simple. Simple. Like I just threw it together, really. 2 Grizzle prisons, mainly for like Zodiacs and like any other like XYZ heavy deck. You meet the 2 requirements almost every game. You meet either a ritual or a fusion summon monster. So that's it really comes in handy. For against pendulums, anti-spell fragrance, pendulums and true Dracos is a fun ending nightmare because screw those guys. I find rank 4 spam decks is good against, but also like dinosaurs, because dinosaurs, if they can't special summon or summon more than twice, then they're done.
Oh yeah. Well, they need to summon more than that. They go off like that.
Set rotation, I've been experimenting with this card, not so much to help me go up, but to stop my opponent. At our locals, we have a few decks that like using field spells, like Ancient Gears lately, and yeah.
Give them death stare.
Yeah. I also use System Down because, like I said, we have Ancient Gears at my locals, and we also have Dino Mist, so this really screws them over. And then to help with OTKs and just to get like general board wipes is Book of Eclipse. Because of the way the Blackluster Soldier works, you want to be able to destroy monsters to still do damage. So I find Book of Eclipse is better under most circumstances than like say Raigeki or Dark Hole. But anyways, this is just something I've been playing around with, and it's actually been quite impressive lately. I was playing online a handful of times, and people were like, "What the hell are you playing?" Because they were confused as to what, you know.
It scares me.
How the deck was working, and it's actually been working out quite well. Like I said, you have the search, massive search ability, so a lot of the times your any card that you need, chances are you're able to find it that turn. You know, you have the field spell that searches for either Gateway to Chaos or Magical Meltdown, and those ones search for their own monsters. And then if you summon those monsters, you get a search, you get a search with Alistair. But then if you got the trade-in for Black Luster or the Wonder Wand, anyways, that's it for now. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if you have any good advice. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks a lot, guys. Captain OJ and Team KYP out.